When you're planning a family photo shoot, one of the first things you're probably going to consider is the location. If you haven't chosen a studio shoot, then your options will probably be to have the photo shoot at home or have it somewhere outdoors. Some photographers like me also offer the opportunity to divide the time between both and say spend half the shoot outdoors and half of it at home. So how do you decide which of these options is right for your family? Well, I believe there are 5 factors you should consider when you're making this decision. First of all, the age of your children. Second of all, what time of year are you planning the shoot for? Third, do you have any favourite things that you enjoy doing as a family? Fourth, do you want your home to appear in the photographs? And fifth, is there a deadline that you need to have the photographs ready for afterwards? In this video, I'm going to look at each of these considerations in more detail, and I hope that it helps you to decide which is the right location for your family's photo shoot. So first of all, how old will your children be at the time of the shoot? And this is particularly important if you have a baby or young children in the family. If you have a young baby in the family, say under 3 months old, then they're probably going to need to have things like nappy changes, feeds, naps and cuddles quite frequently through the day. And you'll probably find that it's more comfortable for them to have the photo shoot at home, and probably more comfortable for you too because you'll have everything you need to hand. Once your baby starts to get a little bit older, say 3 to 6 months, you'll still probably need a lot of those things at home, but you could divide the time and spend half of it at home and half somewhere nearby in an outdoor space. And perhaps that car journey to get there will give your baby an opportunity to nap on the way. Once your baby is over about 6 months old and they can sit on their own, then their age becomes less of a factor when you're considering where to have the shoot. On the other hand, if your children are slightly older, say up to school age, then you might find it can be quite frustrating for them to have a photo shoot at home. When they can see their toys, they can see all the things they're normally allowed to do, but you don't want them to do them on the day of the photo shoot, it can be frustrating for them. They don't really understand why having these photographs taken is so important. On the other hand, at this age, if they're outdoors, they can run about, they can play games with the photographer, and they probably will feel a bit more free and a bit more happy, which can make for lovely photographs. If your children are of this age and you decide to have a photo shoot at home, then I'll usually recommend that you put all the toys that you don't want to be in the photographs out of sight, because hopefully out of sight will mean out of mind for your children too. So the next consideration is the time of year that you're planning the photo shoot for. Now, we're really lucky in this country to have 4 very distinct and very beautiful seasons. And I love photographing outdoors because of this. Mother Nature gives us some wonderful backdrops through the year. But during the coldest months of the year, say through December through to February, it can be quite uncomfortable to be outdoors for a couple of hours while you're having that photo shoot. And if you're planning your shoot during these months, you might find that being at home for the shoot or being at home for half of the shoot and half of it outdoors is a bit more comfortable for everyone. The third thing is, what do you enjoy doing together as a family? And this is a question I ask all my clients when we're deciding together where to have their photo shoot. For some families, the answer is immediately obvious. We love spending time at home, or we've got this favourite place that we always go for walks together at the weekend. And that makes the decision about where to have the shoot really easy. I think there's something really special about having the photographs taken somewhere that's meaningful for you. But if you don't have anywhere that springs to mind, it doesn't matter. This is just something that can make the decision a bit easier if you do have that special place, but if not, there are plenty of other lovely locations that we can look at. Now, the fourth consideration is, do you want your home to appear in the photograph? For many families, they're mid-renovation or they're planning renovation and their house isn't quite the way they want it to be yet. And in these situations, you probably don't want your house to be the backdrop to the photographs. So if this is the case for you, you may want to opt for an outdoor shoot instead. And finally, is there a deadline that you need to have the photographs by? So lots of families book shoots because they want to have the photographs to give on a special occasion. Perhaps it's a grandparent's special wedding anniversary, a special birthday, or perhaps they want to give them at Christmas. Now, if you're having your shoot very close to that special occasion, you might want to choose to have the shoot at home. The reason for this is if you planned an outdoor shoot and then it rains, then you may not have your photographs ready on time. On the other hand, if you've got a big gap between having the shoot and needing the photographs, location doesn't really matter, because you'll probably have plenty of time to reschedule the shoot and still have the photographs ready if the weather isn't perfect on the day that you planned. So I really hope this video has helped you to decide which location is right for your family's photo shoot. If you've got any other questions about family photography, do let me know. You can leave me a message in the comments below, or you can send me a message using the contact form on my website, and I will get back to you.